I am a corporate recruiter and I am doing resume reviews. So if you want your resume reviewed, submit it below. And this is for an MPI program manager. I will be perfectly frank with you. I didn't find much difference between a normal program manager and an MPI, with the exception of they just wanted NPI. So what we're going to be looking for is NPI, obviously. We're going to be looking for the industry here in PMP, Microsoft Project, Visio, Microsoft 365, MS Office, Word, Excel, PowerPoint, that you've worked cross-functional, highly matrix organizations with stakeholders, customers, and clients. And this is arguably the most important, even though it's at the very bottom, how you succeeded and managed multiple products at the same time. So if you like these types of things, please like, comment, and subscribe. And if you want your resume review or you need more help, I do them on my Twitch channel. That is twitch.tv/headlessheadhunter, Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 11 a.m. PST. Hop on then. That is how I find these keywords, which is arguably the most important part of the process. It's just I don't know how to teach that without doing it live. So this person has applied to 100. So I'm going to expect this resume to not be good because they've got 100 applications to one interview. So like a D-, right? It's you're getting some at least. So let's see if we have it. And before we begin, I want to let everybody know I think I have like a head cold, so I may miss some common things, which I think is actually important for me to do these reviews while I am sick or distracted, because it's very possible the person looking at your resume, both recruiter and hiring manager, may be sick, may be distracted. So if you can get past me while I'm sick and distracted, you have a fantastic resume. So, all right, formatting wise, not awful, but not great. This doesn't, I want to use this formatting. Please use this formatting. It's in the description below of this video. It is the best formatting. Spearheaded the annual launch of 400 projects as a technical NPI, upholding stringent quality standards according to stakeholder customers, negotiate product-specific issue commitment dates. That's actually a fine starting sentence. Directed NPI launch. Process waivers per week over a seamless process. Okay, that is okay. Led the assembly to a customer service streamline project. No. Here's where so here's kind of the issue. This is good as a summary sentence, but you didn't tell me how. This alone could be 2 separate bullet points. Like, I want to know how you did this, right? You just said helping them process. How did you do that? I need the how and why. If a bullet point does not include a how and why of the keyword, it's largely irrelevant. The exception is the very first bullet point under each job, because that is just to sort of give the person a generalized idea of what you do. And here, you're mentioning wafers. I don't know if I found any wafers. Maybe I was looking at the wrong jobs. Possible, but you're focusing a lot of wafers. I don't know what that is. You need to tell the person. It's possible the recruiter doesn't know. It's possible the hiring manager doesn't know. Let's say digital project customer service. Okay, but how did you do this? Right? How many people did you have under your direct or indirect? Which probably not a lot direct. So the principle behind a high-level manager resume is to understand how you fixed these problems with your leadership, right? Now, I do know program manager is not necessarily a manager, but I want to know how you did these things, and you're not really telling me how. And again, you're focusing entirely on wafers. Maybe I was looking at the wrong NPI program manager. It's possible, but I just see a bunch. I didn't see any wafers. Increase yield by 48%. Again, you don't tell me. Cross-functional is good here, but I don't know how important it is 450 per die is. You need to tell me how much, like, increased yield. They didn't necessarily look for yield. They wanted to know specifically how you succeeded, how you increased yield. Increasing yield is less important than how you did it. And yes, cross-functional team is nice, but that's not here. I'm going to give you an example of what this sounds like, right? This is my League of Legends approach to how to write your sentences, because this is a problem. Now, what you wrote, and yes, this is like my magnum opus of teaching things, is how League of Legends will help you get a job. So, what you wrote was, and this is a bad bullet point, is when I play bot, I like to use Jinx because it's easier to get CS and I can rush in IE. Now, to people that do not know League of Legends, that sentence was gibberish. To people that know League of Legends, they're like, I get it, I can understand it. But how I want you to write that instead is, when I go to the bottom lane in the video game League of Legends, I pick the character Jinx, as she has an easier time getting gold CS from minions, which allows me to buy the item Infinity Edge faster. This tells you everything you need to know, even if you don't play the game. When you go to the bottom lane in the video game, boom, tells you what bot means. That means you're going to a bottom lane in a video game. Why are you doing it? It's irrelevant. You know at least it's in a video game. And it's in the video game League of Legends. You pick the character Jinx, you immediately know she's a character in a video game. She's an easier time getting gold, CS from minions. You don't know what you use gold for, but you know that the reason you do that is to get gold from minions, which allows me to buy the item Infinity Edge faster. You don't know necessarily what the item is for, but you do know that it allows you to buy it. So that is how I want you to structure your sentences. And I'm going to put that up here real quick, because that is the primary issue you have here. All right, this right here is a bad sentence, and this is specifically how you wrote it. This is a good sentence. This is how you write those bad sentences, okay? And that is what I want you to do for the rest of this. Your formatting, again, it's not, could it be better? Yes, but I don't think this is a formatting issue. It's also good that you have the PMP up top. That is very solid. We do want to see that. I'm trying to see if any of these degrees at the bottom would really change it. Not really, but it's good that you have the PMP. I still think the education may want to go up top here, and then you can put the PMP there and other degrees. But the really thing I only really need to know is, is the first one. If you did, so I don't know if people can see at the very bottom, it says MS of Material and BS of Material Science. I only really need to know the MS. So, yeah, in short, your bullet points are the above bad. I need them to move to the good. Let's go to the next resume. Is a resume review of an intern. So there may be some confusion on this. A lot of the times for software engineers, I harp that you have to pick a stack. Internships, weirdly enough, you don't have to specify if you're front end, back end, or full stack. It's really when you go into your first full-time real paid job, that's when you need to do front end or full-time or full stack or whatever. But for interns, you can kind of just have an intern resume. So this person has applied to 150 applications and gotten one interview out of those, which is not good. So let's see what we can do to fix it. So as an intern specifically, sorry, y'all. We need a basic knowledge of the tech stack, which again, this is very basic. So language, library, SQL, some type of cloud. We want the ability to work well with others, and we want to take direction and criticism. So that's ideally what we're going to be looking for. The first thing is, you sent me a JPEG. Now, maybe this was just a JPEG because you redacted the information, which is okay. But if you send an actual JPEG to an ATS, it may not parse it. So make sure your resume is in PDF or Word format, or whatever Google DocX, I think, or whatever is fine too. But if it's not those three, it may actually not parse. So make sure you don't send a real JPEG to an ATS, which I have seen. I've seen plenty of people show a JPEG, they didn't fill out any of the stuff, and then it says it's on my resume, and then the JPEG didn't parse because it's not a PDF or Word. So, all right, the education, so the formatting is off. You need to use this formatting. Please use this formatting. Also, I don't care that you have your skills listed out here. I don't know if people can see it, because again, this is a JPEG and I can't highlight it. So where my teeny little mouse is right here, this doesn't count. If you do not tell me how and why you used a skill, it doesn't count. So it needs to be in this section. Rebuilt a legacy on perm travel application, AWS for technical ability, developed application logic. Okay, 80%. Now, stop using these percentages. Your actual keywords here are okay. It's good that you have AWS. It's good that you have Next.js. It's good you have React, TypeScript, and CI/CD. Those are good. I don't care about Jest, Prometheus, or Grafana, though. React.js, CC. Okay, so these are okay. And that is okay. Stop with the bolding. So your formatting's way off, and that's hurting it. But you're an intern. I don't care that you increased deployment by 12 point bajillion %. I want to know how and why you use those. So you do have the keywords I'm looking for here, but I don't see how you're able to work well with others and take direction and criticism. A big thing that people worry about when hiring interns is saying, hey, Lee, you're our new intern. I think you've done a pretty good job so far, but your JavaScript code is a mess and you're going to have to fix it for next week. And then they want to make sure that person is going to be like, how dare you? How dare you insult my JavaScript? I am a golden god, sir. And, act like Dennis from Always Sunny in Philadelphia. So it's important to showcase a little bit about how you can work well with others. So just something simple like met with hiring manager weekly to go over my code and if there's any improvement on when I did like JavaScript, TypeScript, or whatever. Yeah, and it should be better. So your big issue is formatting, and the bullet points are kind of bad, but they're not the worst. You just need to reformat them a little bit. I don't think it's going to take you more than an hour to fix this, and then you should be getting about 1 in 50, 1 in 75. So to summarize, I need a little bit about how you can work well with others and take criticism. I need you to fix the formatting, and I need your bullet points to be less crazy technical. I know that sounds weird, and also stop bolding everything, but you did actually get most of these correct. So I still want to see this except for maybe Jira, Jest, Prometheus, and Grafana. Those are largely not necessary, at least in here. So, and that'll help a lot because internships are highly competitive. Let's go to the next resume. This is a resume review of a data analyst. So this person said they have followed the resume format I've recommended, which having seen this, you did not. This is not, you kind of like half followed it and then didn't, but let me explain that later. And then to me, getting recruiters to respond has felt like a black box till now. I understand I need to talk to a lot of recruiters, but most of them do not respond on LinkedIn. The first one that did, you're welcome. But I think there may be a bit of a misconception based on what I said. Maybe I said it wrong. Maybe you understood it wrong. You don't want to like cold message recruiters. That's not a good way to get a job. You really, specifically the reason you want to talk to a recruiter is because you've applied to get an interview. But you really, like if you cold message a recruiter on LinkedIn, realistically, it's not going to lead anywhere because we get those like 3 or 4 times a day. Sometimes mostly from roles we're not recruiting for. So don't seek out recruiters. If you do it right, recruiters will come to you. So this is specifically for applying on a company's website or through LinkedIn or Indeed, which leads to the website. So they're all kind of the same. So that's what I want to make sure is clear. I hope there's not any other misconceptions on that. But then let's dig into this resume. So what we're going to be looking for is SQL, Excel, Tableau, Power BI, AI, ML, Jira, Python, R, SME, data visualization, ETL, stakeholders, and solving issues with data. If you're doing a very senior position, you may want to put in like a little bit of leadership, not a lot, like just a bullet point or two, but that's only if you're applying for like lead data analysts. So you did not follow my formatting, and here's why. Nothing here should be bolded. Nothing here should be bolded. All the way down there. Nothing here should be bolded. The only thing that should be bolded is your first and last name, the education and certificate, not the whole section, just this part, and your work history. Just those titles and project titles. Nothing else. Nothing here should ever be bolded. All right? In addition, do not do these double bullet points. This needs to be... Okay, so nothing here should be bullet pointed. This whole thing is like really wrong, and I'm trying to undo it. So nothing here should be bolded. Okay, this part doesn't exist. You don't need your BS in statistics because you already have an MS. So I would keep the data analytics certificate, keep the MS. Okay, and then we can focus on this, and that should only be 2 lines. All right, I want it to look like this. Look at this. There's only 3 things that are bolded. This part, and this part. That's it. Max you want bolded is 3 to 4 things. 4 if you include experience and projects. Otherwise, there's too much bolding, which makes this hard to read. Then everything here needs to be in a singular bullet point. I don't want this thing up top here. All right, so let's go into the actual content, because again, you can have phenomenal formatting, but if the bullet points itself is bad, then it's not going to matter. So, analyzing protamic data sets to discover trends. It's not terrible, but this needs to be written clearer. So your summary sentence, again, needs to be in a bullet point, but needs to be written in a way that a toddler can understand it. So just analyzed protamic data sets using Excel, Tableau, Power BI to discover trends and relationships to maintain our product inventory, technical documentation, and mentor junior researchers. Leadership, again, I don't know why people keep putting these things here. I don't like this. I don't have those. So on my website, okay, there below the template resume, there is a how this is going to look. And this is how this is going to look. Okay, again, this is my last name. I can dox myself. That's fine. So this, all right, you don't see any bolding. It reads like this. It looks like this. Not like this. All right, so this is what your finished product should look like. With actually, there's an error here. There should be one space between these, but the rest of it is going to be fine. So this is what the finished product should look like, not this. And I don't need these data preparation to analyst things. I don't know why people add this. I don't know if it's AI or just a common thing, but I see it in everywhere and it does not help. So I only need this part. Led the system data visualization. This is fine. This bullet point is actually okay. I like it. Mentor junior researchers. This is okay. I wouldn't put it as your second one. But also, mentor junior researchers in statistical procedures such as, and then you can put a couple of keywords there. So, such as, SQL, ETL. Strength, community, collaboration within team. I don't... See, that part's weird to me. Strengthen and communication, collaboration. No, you can just say improve documentation of our complex code by using R and R Markdown. Which R can be a keyword. Approved project. Okay, so here's the problem. Your formatting is awful. You have these extra things here, but even regardless of that, you don't have enough keywords. So you have a good chunk of them. I want to be clear, but you have like 50% of what I'm looking for. I want you to have 75% of this list. I don't see anything with stakeholders, and if there is, it's because it's so hard to read. I missed it. I don't see anything with... I think I did data visualization. This is why bolding everything is bad, as you may have actually already said. Yeah, you did say data visualization. I just missed it. I'd like Power BI or Tableau, and I need something with stakeholders and how you solve something with data. And that should make it better. But the reason you're getting this ratio, which I assume is not good, is specifically because your formatting is not what I wanted. It's like a chaos version of it. Honestly, it's like a mirror universe evil twin of my formatting. And there's not enough bullet points and keywords. So once you fix those two, I think you're going to get a lot more interviews. But right now it's kind of chaos, and I don't think they're going to find what they need. So if you need more help, stop by the channel. I'd be glad to help you. Let's go to the next resume. This is a resume review of, I think, a full stack developer. All they said, they didn't give me their ratio, is they said full stack and DevOps and I am a teacher in all caps. So that's all they said. I want to be very clear though. I can either look at a full stack or a DevOps resume because the keywords between the two are massively different. What is a successful full stack resume is not going to necessarily make a successful DevOps one. So the keywords specifically for DevOps, because we've done full stack a lot, so also you're going to hear a little clang on my keyboard. Sorry, y'all. So full stack is TypeScript, JavaScript, CSS, HTML, Node, Angular, SQL, React, API, REST, Cloud, Agile, CI/CD, and the rest are bonuses. For DevOps, it would be Cloud, DevOps, CI/CD, Docker, Infrastructure as Code, IAC, Troubleshooting, Kubernetes, Monitoring, Logging, Caching, Scaling, Parallelization, GitHub, SQL, Network Protocols, Firewall Management, and Security. So pick one, and I'm going to pick full stack for this, because full stack is a little easier and I'm under the weather, so this is easier for me to find. But you may want two separate resumes, one for full stack, one for DevOps, because in fact you need two separate resumes if you're going for full stack and DevOps. So education and certs, this is okay. There's too many here. Truthfully, you may want to keep the bachelors of science and physics. I've actually met a couple of software engineers who like those because the mathematics part is beneficial, but you should probably keep this to like 2, because I don't even know what do you mean certified? Where were you certified? You don't tell me. This makes sense, Microsoft certifications. Google cybersecurity makes sense. I don't know how you were certified for this. So this should be 3 lines max, all right? This education and cert should be 3 lines max. Also, they did not tell me their ratio, so I don't know. So built a subscription management API. So designed and built a RESTful API using Node.js and Express.js. That's good to manage user data and subscription details. Perfect. Manage project code using Git. Git can be one. Change how you scrub. I don't care about this. SQL is good. NoSQL is fine. Developed API. TypeScript next. For optimization and user interface. Yeah, so these are not terrible. Your problem is you're doing both, right? You're trying to do DevOps, because I don't really care as much about this line, but it's okay. Also, I need more in the first. I think these two can be combined. So it's really an efficiency of your resume, but this is not terrible. I actually kind of like a lot of this. So truthfully, what I think you should say is designed and built a website using TypeScript, JavaScript, CSS, HTML, and SQL. And then you can go to the rest of these, because arguably TypeScript, JavaScript, CSS, and HTML are big. But then the next one should have the node. So you just need to focus more on what you're actually looking for, because there's some stuff here that's DevOps, which are sort of hurting your chances of getting full stack and vice versa. So it's taught students programming in Python, C++, JavaScript, HTML. That's fine. Mentor students ethical hacking. I don't care about this. Don't care about this as much. This is okay. But again, I don't know why you put documentation and presentation. This is like something like I've seen this a lot, and I'm not sure who does this formatting. Supported faculty lab session. I don't care. Don't care. Yeah, so you're still missing a little bit of keywords from there. Taught mathematics and physics, progress, Excel, Power BI. Again, I'm huge on telling people to use Excel, but this is specific. So your issue is primarily not really formatting. It's just picking a stack, picking a thing, because your full stack resume will get you declined from a DevOps, and a DevOps resume will get you declined from full stack. So make sure you just split it off. And I think that's it. I mean, you've got the right idea here. You just need to specifically split them off into 2 different sections, because the phenomenal, like I said, resumes are job title specific. So let's go to the next resume. This is a resume review of I have no idea what the hell. They said project manager, data analytics, business analytics, technical manager. Those are all different jobs. Data analytics and business analytics are separate resumes alone, along with technical managers and project managers. So I don't know what to search for here. Those are all incredibly different. You need a separate resume for each of those. So I'm just going to do a very broad spectrum resume review of this one, because there's already a lot wrong here. They said specifically that they were a college grad in computer science, and they were in the military prior. They are now in Brazil, and they're looking for work remote or companies here in Brazil. So digital nomad, which I think this is, it's actually a lot tougher to do nowadays, because they typically base the pay based on where your home state is. And I don't know the job market in Brazil. I'll be fully honest, so I have to judge this as if it was a U.S. company. So, first off, your resume formatting is awful. The most important part of your resume, bar none, is the first half of your resume. This is why I tell you to put education in the top half. You want to show me all the qualifications here. The problem with this is I don't want any of that. There's so much here. I needs to look like this. This is what I want to see. I want to see this. This is boring and basic and good. I want to see your education here, 3 lines max. Cyber can get away with a little bit more because they have more certs. Then I want to see your work history or projects. So I can't even use anything in this first entire page. I mean, I see this right here, which is fine, but the rest of this I don't care. So leverage technical knowledge and role valuable content. None of this matters. You can get rid of this. Okay, construction, manage end-to-end commission coordinator 50 construct. Okay, maintain project documentation client satisfaction. I mean, that's okay for management. This is not terrible specifically for manager positions, but I need more. Paralegal. Okay, I mean, you need to. Okay, so here's my. You need a separate resume for all of those. This is 4 separate resumes. You will never combine them into one. And this person has a 150 to 1 application, which is why you are also applying specifically for remote roles. Remote roles are typically for people with 5+ years of experience, and they pay less than on site. Now, in a couple of years from now, maybe that'll change. But right now, that's unfortunately the case. I don't hate remote roles. I just want to tell you the truth about what your likelihood is. Truthfully, I love remote. I think remote is amazing. But right now, the market's bad for remote. So, what I'm going to need you to do, pick one of those. If you're doing a project manager, right, I need this. This is for project manager. If I need specifically a business analyst, which I think I have over here somewhere here, I am going to need these keywords. These are different keywords. I need them in the projects, okay? If the management is fine, it sounds like you actually have some management stuff. Manage end-to-end and customer home recording 15 subtractors. This is actually good. I just need more, right? So this resume is so convoluted that it's kind of hard for me to pick a starting point because you're much better off just redoing it. So please come by the channel, pick a one of those, okay? And then we can focus, because there's so many things with this that I don't want to give the wrong advice, but I need these keywords to be correct. Keywords are how recruiters largely do this. I know people complain about this, but it's unfortunately the fact is, look, I'll be perfectly honest with you. I teach you how to make a good resume. I am fully aware resumes are not a great way of showcasing skills. I even tell hiring managers that so they don't judge the manager so that you can get a job. Like, I have gotten people jobs by saying, hey, look, you need to interview this person because I bet they have kind of all the skills in the pre-screen that I did. The problem is the only skill they don't have is writing a resume. But this is not going to help. There's nothing here I need because the construction project is going against this. And I don't need relevant coursework. I don't care. I need you this right here. I need you to tell me how you did this. So your everything is wrong. And I don't want to be mean. I just want to make sure you get a good chance of getting a job. So please stop by the channel. I will help you. It's twitch.tv/headlessheadhunter, Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 11 a.m. PST, so I can actually help you, guide you through creating this, because there is so much wrong here. 11 a.m. PST. I will help you out. Yeah, this is the last video for this. I wish it was, I wanted to end on a positive note, but, you know, unfortunately, I can't always do that. But please like, comment, and subscribe. It really does help me out, and if you need help, let me know. I'm here to help. I want to make sure you all get through this. This is why I'm trying to be vicious in these reviews, is so that you get through the process and you get a job, because not having a job sucks. It's stressful. Like, when I was like 13, I was like, yeah, not having a job would be great. And then you get laid off and you're like, oh crap, no, that's horrifying. So I want to make sure you all get a job, and I will see you all in the next video.